Most people believe that earning more money is the fastest path to wealth. It sounds logical. If more comes in, more should remain. But that assumption has quietly ruined more financial futures than low income ever has. Because high income does not create wealth. It creates exposure to higher costs, higher expectations, and more complex financial pressure. This is why some of the most financially stressed people earn impressive salaries, while others with modest incomes quietly build long-term security. The difference is not discipline, it's structure. High income feels powerful, but it is fragile. The moment it stops, everything depending on it begins to shake. Wealth, on the other hand, is stable. It continues even when effort slows down. And that stability does not come from income. It comes from systems. Here's where most people get trapped. As income increases, lifestyle follows. Housing becomes more expensive. Transportation improves. Social expectations rise. None of these changes feel reckless in isolation. They feel deserved. But together they raise your baseline, cost of living to a level that requires constant performance just to maintain. You don't feel richer. You feel obligated. And the more you earn, the harder it becomes to step off the treadmill. This is lifestyle inflation, and it doesn't announce itself. It arrives quietly, disguised as progress. The real danger isn't spending more. It's building a life that depends entirely on tomorrow's income. That's where systems change everything. When wealthy individuals talk about systems, they aren't talking about shortcuts or secrets. They're talking about ownership. Ownership of assets. Ownership of cash flow. Ownership of structures that compound over time. Income pays you once. Systems pay you repeatedly. A salary requires presence. An asset requires patience. Over long periods, patience outperforms effort. This is why two people earning the same amount can end up in completely different financial positions. One spends efficiently. The other owns strategically. One measures progress by salary. The other measures progress by net worth, and net worth tells a far more honest story. High income without assets creates pressure. Assets without high income create leverage. The wealthy don't rely on working harder every year. They rely on decisions made years earlier. This is also why debt behaves differently at higher income levels. With more money coming in, debt feels manageable. Larger mortgages, longer commitments, higher fixed expenses. None of it feels dangerous until flexibility disappears. Debt itself is not the villain, but lifestyle debt locks future income into past decisions. And once flexibility is gone, income stops being a tool. It becomes a requirement. Systems restore flexibility. They allow income to slow down without collapsing your life. They reduce pressure instead of increasing it. They buy time, and time is the most valuable currency. That's real wealth. The shift that changes everything is subtle but powerful. You stop asking, how can I earn more? And start asking, what can I own? You stop tracking paychecks and start tracking assets. You stop upgrading appearances and start upgrading foundations. Wealth is not about deprivation. It's about alignment. Spending that supports freedom instead of image. Decisions that reduce dependence instead of increasing it. High income is not the enemy, but believing it guarantees wealth is. Income is a tool. Systems are the engine. When you understand this, money stops feeling fragile, and your future stops depending on constant effort. Making money is common. Building wealth is intentional. And the difference is not how much you earn, but what you build while you're earning it.